welcome back to the IPF World Championships live from Sun City, South Africa, brought to you by Alico and SBD. I am Ryan Six-Pack Lapidat. I am accompanied by
Joe Whiteley.
And today we have the 66 kilo men's, and we'll be following that with the 74 kilo men's. In the 66s, we got some battles. It is the return of Penna from France, defending his title against some quick, high-rising upstarts like Joe Jordan from USVI, Jonathan Garcia from USA, Shubio from Japan, Ushiyama, and Eddie Berglund from Sweden. Stiff opposition.
Yeah, I don't think Penna's going to have this all his own way today. He's Eddie Berglund's nominated in front. He did a phenomenal performance at Swedish Nationals, and he's coming in with a nomination of 728.5.
And here's the thing. So the 728.5 was done at a body weight of 70 kilo, but that's his top end range. How much can he retain when cutting to 66?
I guess we'll soon find out.
And obviously in the 74 kilo class, it is return of the King Taylor Atwood.
So the 74s is one where the nominations don't really do it justice, because it looks like Taylor Atwood is only a few kilos ahead, but we know he's done a lot more in the past, and we're expecting massive numbers from him.
Absolutely. Yuki Kashima from Australia. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And this is 205 for Kashima. It'll be interesting to see. So I spoke to Taylor with Sheffield looming. Obviously, the Worlds is a qualifier for Sheffield. He is not incentivized to break the world record, standing at, I believe it's 790.
So you think he'll try and come in just under and then get the opportunity to break it for a cash prize in Sheffield?
That's right. I think he's going to win. He'll probably win relatively comfortably, but he's not going to break the record.
Interesting. So is having a cash competition next year actually taking away from the performance at Worlds?
Well, this is only Taylor at where we're talking. None of the 66s are going to be able to hold back. Far too competitive, and they share the same situation in the 93s and a lot of the other classes, 105s, 120s. That looked pretty smooth for an opener, 205. 3 white lights for Ushiyama.
Yeah, nice easy opener for him there. Which, as you always say, that's how you want your opener to look.
Right. Yeah, amongst the lifters at the World Championships that are in the same position as Taylor Atwood, maybe Amanda Lawrence can coast, possibly Leah Bavois, but the classes are just too stacked to be able to hold back and still win, as we saw in the 57s earlier.
That was crazy.
Winning by 0.5 kilo.
There was a 2 kilo spread over the podium in the 57s.
Kyota Ushiyama from Japan. He is totaled 700 kilo, but again, his body weight was around 70 kilo. How much of that strength can he retain? Because the sweet spot to hit, if you're going to get on the podium, is probably around 700 kilo now. Kyota, traveling from Japan, 215 kilo loaded on the bar for his opener.
We haven't seen him since Helsingborg when he was in the juniors, so it's not really clear what he can do.
Yeah, the last time I know he did do a competition in Japan, not as a 66. I want to see what they say about the depth there. The bar moved fast. 3 white lights, and it's good. Look at, I think the numbers he put on his nomination are not going to do justice to what his full capabilities are.
But this was a little bit untidy at the bottom.
He had a little rebound, didn't he?
Yeah, actually, it looked better from the side than the first view.
He moved it quickly. No question about that. Kasim Sand, Senyuman from Thailand, 220 for his opener.
First international competition, and he's up in the A group. He's in prime time.
Seen him in the back, and he's just enjoying the moment, saying hi to everybody. 3 white lights.
Honestly, that's the best way to be. Not to come into your first World Championship with huge expectations, but just enjoy it for what it is.
Take it in, embrace the moment. You never know when or if you'll be back. It's not the easiest thing to make it to the IPF World Championships. And Joe Jordan from USVI. Everybody's very high on Joe Jordan.
Well, he's nominated in third.
Yeah, but he's, so it's his 700 kilo at the USVI Nationals. It's not just the number, it was how he hit it with room left. How much room? It's debatable, and we're about to find out. Oh, wow.
Oh, that was very comfortable.
232.5 kilo gets moved rather easily. And here's Pana. Now, Pana, 235 kilo on the bar for him. He had suffered an injury, if you follow him on social media leading into the Worlds, started rallying back from that injury. And his lifter, Turbo Tiff, in the 47s, was competing, and he actually missed that due to illness when he got here.
Oh, really?
How good is he feeling right now? We're about to find out, but I know I hadn't seen him the entire time I've been here until in the warm-up room about 15 minutes ago.
Wow.
He's been in his hotel room battling, but listen, if you follow him on social media, again, he's a scrapper. He's got all types of heart. He's the reigning world champion, and if you're going to take his title, you're going to have to take it from him in a scrap on the platform.
Well, we know he's the king of grind.
Yes, he is. 3 white lights, and you know what? I didn't know what to expect. When you hit the venue, you're looking around like, where's Penna? And everyone's like, he's in his room, and you hear the story, but 232.5 moved. How much more he has in the tank, we'll see. Shibuya, 240 for his opener.
Another lifter, I think, doing his first World Championships. Of course, we had a big gap, and then we were still a bit restricted on travel last year in Halmstad. So we haven't seen the usual progression year on year for these lifters.
That's right. Yeah, some people have 2 years worth of growth. You're about to see it. It's about borderline. It moved
Yeah, I'm not certain.
decent. We'll see what the judges say. Yeah. Take a look at the replay here. It's not the greatest angle. We'll see if we can
No,
see.
he's a bit obscured by the rack, to be honest.
It was, though, around borderline. It wasn't convincing
It
from
was not convincing.
either we've seen. And former junior world champion Eddie Berglin, 240 kilo for his opener. Eddie, at 70 kilo, has a massive top end at 728.5. We're expecting it to drop a little bit, making the 66s. How much will it drop?
Hard to say, and we have the travel on top.
Yeah, there are factors. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. That was superb. Was his belt open the whole way?
No, his belt just unclasped at the last second.
I
Good
looked
for
away
him.
and looked back, and his belt was open.
Yeah,
There it goes.
yeah.
That's not great.
But there it goes. It class right there. But Eddie is team subtotal.
He is. He hit 260.5, as you say, at a slightly higher weight category in Sweden, but he has that massive bench, 218 bench.
It's a volatile bench. It's potent if he's
Yeah.
on, But it's a bit hit or miss. He's bombed on bench, or he can essentially set himself up for the gold medal on bench. We've seen it both happen previously. But first, Jonathan Garcia from USA, 252.5, also builds a substantial subtotal when he's on his A game. Jonathan had a riveting story on the KOTL podcast. Heartfelt has a lot of fans watching.
He's looking a little bit shaky under the bar.
Strong on the up and down,
Came
though.
up well, though.
I think it's just more his levers when he has to try to walk that out. He's a little bow-legged. And, but his up-down, his squat, his top-end squat strength can be close to 600.
Okay.
But his issue will be he's got to sink them. And he's got to sink them convincingly at the world's level. I seen him in the back. I'd said this before, and he's like, I'm going to sink all my squats. Don't say nothing on the live stream.
It's worth reminding everyone that we had the B group earlier today, and you can see the standings on your screen right now. And we've incorporated the B group into the A group that are on the platform right now. And we have an Iranian with a huge squat from the B group. Baba Mahdi.
Oh, yeah. Remember him. Yuki Kashima from Australia, 217.5. Step looks good.
Stuck a little bit on the way up, but he got it all the way to the top.
3 white lights. See him hit the depth right there. Forces the knees back out and rights the ship.
Ryan, I've just seen Garcia has put on a world record on his second attempt. 263.5.
I'm telling you, I'm not surprised. His squat strength is like nothing we've ever seen in the 66 kilo class. And Kyota Yoshiyama, from Japan. And he's big for a 66.
He's tall, isn't he?
Yeah, and I've seen him on social media. He is not slender. I don't know how he makes 66, but he's done it. I'd say he handles 227.5. Look at him just bully those weights around. He might be one of the biggest 66s I've ever seen. Hits that smoothly. What are your impressions, Joe?
He's got quite a narrow stance, toes forward. It's a strong stance if you can hit depth, and he certainly did then.
Kasemsand Senyuman from Thailand. 235.
15 kilo jump from his opener.
Whoa, the fight comes.
Wow. That's a lot of work to put into your second attempt.
It is. It's a gutsy performance, but not a heck of a lot of room after that.
15 kilo is a big jump for a 66 kilo lifter. Oh, I've just seen that Panna weighed in at exactly 66.00.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so did Eddie Berglund.
Oh, wow. Now that is going to be an issue when we come to the end.
Yeah, it very well could be. Yuki Shibuya from Japan. 240 once again, missed in his opener, retaking it now.
Very calm lifter.
Let's see what the judges say on this one.
No, that looked better.
3 white lights, judges agree.
He's on the board. So we've got all our lifters having made a squat now.
Everybody is on the board. Joe Jordan, USVI, 245 kilo being loaded on the bar for him. There's Chance Mitchell, who himself is going to end up in the Battle of the 93s later this week. Also heavily anticipated.
Now this is a 12.5 kilo increase from his opener, but his opener looked so easy.
His opener flew, and judging by what Joe has done, both in training and on the platform previously, I'm expecting this won't be anything too laborious. Just honest work.
Great depth.
Yeah.
Really strong squat.
And again, it looked like honest work. It wasn't, he's got room for a decent third. He hasn't started grinding yet. I mean, he's not Penna in terms of the grind king, but he can grind if he needs to. Speaking of the grind king, here comes Penna with 245 on the bar. And Penna, who has come in injured, got sick a couple days ago, missed coaching his lifter to a world title, and he's here.
And it shows how tightly packed this group is that this will move him up from 7th to 3rd in squat.
Penna is just that type of guy. Doesn't matter how he feels, he's not going to stay in his room.
Wow.
Yeah, he's all heart on display here. 3 white lights, and you want to ask yourself, if you want the world title, how badly do you want it? Because Penna wants it that bad, and you know how he's feeling right now.
He looks tired.
He's tired. You could tell by the look on his face. There's no celebration. There's no...
Yeah.
He looks drained already.
He does.
But he's going to empty the tank to defend his world title. Eddie Berglin from Sweden, 250 kilo. And Eddie Berglin is a serious threat.
So strong. He really is. He's been junior world champion. He's no stranger to the top step of the podium.
No, he's been at the world level for a long time, despite his young age. And Jonathan Garcia now, 263.5 kilo being loaded on the bar. A world record, and I told you, look, Jonathan Garcia, his squat can be competitive several weight classes up.
Sure. So this was Charles Okpoko's record from Helsingborg, 2019.
Jonathan Garcia himself has hit 697.5. He's right around that 700 kilo mark. That's what we estimate is going to get you on the podium. What color of medal would he be shooting for? We don't know. Still too early.
It's a good start, though, if you can lead the way coming out of squats.
I agree. And he'll collect a chip, which could come in pivotal down the road.
No fear, no pain, let's go. Take your time, set it up.
No fear, no pain. my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Jonathan Garcia, the horsepower in that 66-kilo man. How far will he take this squat record? Could we see a 600-pound squat in the 66-kilo class at the IPF Worlds?
Well, I wouldn't like to bet against whatever he puts on the bar next because that looked very comfortable.
I've got to agree with you. There's quite the spread here in the squats, but all of these gentlemen have, you know, their specialty with Eddie Berglund, obviously, in the bench press.
Yeah, he's the world record holder right now in the bench. He's done 218 at a slightly heavier body weight. He's done 213.5 in this class, and I don't think anyone will come anywhere close to him on bench.
I agree. We've got some quality deadlifters as well with Penna and Joe Jordan. And here comes Yuki from Australia. Kashima. 222.5 kilo on the bar for his third and final attempt.
Oh my
Lord, the heart on that kid, but
I think he cut it anyway.
it was, look at that, that knee caved in, and
But he brought it back 3 times, I think.
It was pretty dramatic. It showed a lot of heart, a lot of gumption, but he was risking injury if he.
that.
Yeah, that was. Look at his knees shaking underneath there, jockeying around in position, but he just refused to let go of that squat.
Now I can see that the Thai lifter Sen Yumong has scratched. His second was a bit on the limit. He's not coming out for his third.
I'd say that was a good idea, and I agree with that decision. Kyoda Ushiyama, 232.5. Kyoda is strong enough. If he stays close and some of the other medal favorites start missing lifts, he could take a medal.
Well, he's projected in third at the moment. I know it's very early days.
Ooh, it's on the line. As fast and strong. And 3 white lights.
Yeah, good lift.
Let's take a look at this on the replay here. Economical on the depth.
Yeah, just in.
Yuki Shibuya from Japan, 247.5.
This will move him into bronze medal position, but obviously there's still a few lifters left to take their final squats.
Depth looks good. He looks strong throughout.
That was a well-judged third attempt, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well.
2 on a good lift. 1 red card for depth. The red card in squat is always for depth.
Any more than that, and I think he probably would have been tempting fate.
I think if a fly had landed on the end of the bar, that wouldn't have gone.
250 kilo being loaded for 2 lifters back-to-back, Joe Jordan and Penna, the defending world champion.
Joe slightly lighter on body weight. So when 2 lifters select the same weight, the lower lot number goes first, but when 2 lifters lift the same weight, the lighter body weight takes the advantage. Seems to be taking his first World Championships in his stride.
He's extremely confident.
I think he has every right to be.
Yeah.
First two squats looked absolutely fantastic.
$5-kilo jump for him. Oh, depth is no problem. Oh,
No, he seemed to just bump along the bottom there.
It might have been, I think he went deeper than he did previously.
So maybe that was just the weight driving him down and he just couldn't stop it in time.
Lost a little tension at the bottom. Yeah, that's deeper than he needs. He usually doesn't let the hamstrings collapse against the calves like that. And Penna, who they were toe-to-toe in second attempts, now Penna has an opportunity to gain 5 kilo on Joe. Joe, a major title threat for Penna.
Yeah, I think he's going to need every kilo he can get. This will move him up to second place, ahead of Shibuya, who is just on the squat competition. So if he's come into this recovering from injury and then been ill as soon as he's got here, to take a squat bronze would be amazing.
And he's looking to defend that world title. And oh, look at the grind on Penna. Whoa! The Grind King returns to the World Championships. 3 white lights. And if you want that title, you got to pry it from his hands.
That was incredible. He just would not give up.
Look at him being assisted off the platform.
I thought he'd lost it here, but he would not give up. He just kept pushing.
Incredible. And I don't know if we got the replay of them walking off the platform. We don't, but he was assisted to leave, and that's the type of fight that Penna brings. Whoa.
So
Eddie Berglund, 260 kilo from Sweden, and you're going to say, Joe?
Well, this is only half a kilo less than he did at a higher body weight at Swedish Nationals. But he looked great with 250. He's looking strong today.
Yeah, 10-kilo jump, and he smoked 250. Oh, my goodness!
Quite. I think the bar went down.
It might have, but such a great fight. Yeah, I mean, it's heartbreaking because I think you're right. I've seen that as well, but he's showed so much character. These men in the 66s, look at this fight.
And I think he also went deeper than previously.
Look at him fight to lock that out. If he would have got that, whoa.
But he still has the silver medal on squat.
And Jonathan Garcia, 271 kilo. This is just a hair below 600 pounds by a 66-kilo lifter. Unfathomable previous to Jonathan Garcia.
Absolutely amazing. His second looked, I don't know, comfortable is a strong word because that is a heavy weight. But it looked like this was on the cards.
You get no fiercer a competitor than Jonathan Garcia, I promise you. Already took the world record, already in gold medal position for squats, but he wants those kilos. There's a bigger picture here.
And he wants the chip.
Oh, whoa! Just blew up 271 kilo.
No.
Oh. They can contest it.
And they've gone straight to the jury. I just saw Mike Z at the jury table.
They got to have that conversation only because, I mean, it's...
I thought it wasn't as deep as the others, but he got one red card and one blue.
I thought it was deep enough myself.
I can see the jury on their feet.
We'll keep you updated. Look at this, the drama, the suspense.
So I'm just watching the jury member speaking to each referee.
Yeah. And this is huge. Not like the record. He's already got a squat world record, but the kilos he can add to his total, Jonathan Garcia needs this. This is the vent that he builds his total in, is the squats. Pivotal for him. to get these kilos if he wants to end up on the podium.
I'm not clear. I'm not clear on whether or not that decision was overturned. I'm just going to try and listen to...
Yeah, you feel free. It's good? It's good!
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, wow. So Jonathan Garcia gets the squat in. And the battle is on. All right, we'll throw it down to the 74s now. Joshua Wright from Germany, 225 kilo for his opening squat.
Now this is the A group again, so we did have the B group earlier this morning. Very deep, very smooth.
Yeah, that was pretty. No questions there. 3 white lights. No need to approach the jury. No controversy. That was about as smooth as they get.
Now Joshua finished just off the podium in Halmstad last year, so he's going to be looking to improve that, but this is a fierce field.
Well, here's the thing. If we have the same relative cast as last year, now you throw in Taylor Atwood, everybody's going to get bumped down a peg, I'm assuming.
Well, speaking of which, Alexander Erickson is the reigning world champion, and he's only nominated in 5th.
We cannot forget, Alexander Erickson, he won the world championships as a junior, won it last year as well. Opening with 230 kilo. And we say he was bumped down to 5th, but I believe in the nominations, it is super close and clustered after Taylor Atwood.
Now, he did have surgery a few weeks ago. He had his appendix removed, so he's been trying to recover from that.
Oh, wow. Handled 230 kilo pretty well for recovering from surgery. And again, showing heart and guts. If you're going to take the title, he's going to show up for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, are you familiar with this young man? Taylor Atwood returns.
I think I've heard of him.
245 kilo for his opener. So if you're wondering, as I previously said, he's going to do what he needs to solidify the win. Punch his ticket to Sheffield, where he's going to plan on making a statement. The thing is, when it's Taylor Atwood, it doesn't matter the weight on the bar. He approaches it like it's top-end weight. The professionalism when he walks back and forth, eyeing it. The patience he is when he takes it. He doesn't mock the weight. He takes it seriously. And that's how you stay on top as long as Taylor Atwood has. A dominant force in the 74-kilo class.
And that moved like the empty bar.
Right.
As you would expect, he's got the squat world record at 283. He did get a red light from the center for lockout. Oh, I'm sorry, for depth.
That looked like depth for sure.
Yeah, it always looks very different from the front though, doesn't it?
That's why usually the front doesn't go against two sides. Whatever, it is what it is. A 2 is all you need. Paul Rumbleville from France. .247.5.
Bar is loaded. 247.5 kilos. Rumbleville, France.
Now, if I remember rightly, he took the silver in Halmstad. I think he pulled for the win, but I think he fainted.
You know what? I think he fainted before he even got to the bar to pull, if I remember correctly. He was that hyped. I've never seen somebody as hyped like that before. Eyes rolling back in his head, but that's actually signature for him. Nickname Rambo.
Easy.
And thus far, anyways, he's ahead of Taylor Atwood, if that
yeah, I mean,
to him.
That's interesting. So surely Taylor would look to just stay ahead of everyone?
He is pretty comfortable, I think, that he could take big leaps if he needed to or just cruise. He's in the driver's seat. Blake Barrett from Canada, 247.5 for his opening squat.
Last saw him in the juniors in Helsingborg.
$25 old, already an 8-year veteran. Makes easy work at 247.5.
He does, but I'm not certain. Yeah, it was a good lift. He has that wide stance, makes it a little bit difficult to tell from the front. Yeah, but you can tell from the side he sank that right in. And that moved well.
It did. He's got a lot left to move in his second and third squats. Leonardo Chitra.
I think
Nope,
it's
sorry, Clinton Lee.
I've led you wrong there, Ryan. I do apologise. It's Clinton Lee next.
247.5 stays in the bar. Leonardo is after Clinton. Representing Singapore.
Lifter, he had a ticket to Sheffield in 2020 when it was cancelled.
That's got to be heartbreaking looking to get back there. You have
Very
to come
nice.
within 95% of the world record, and certain regions can qualify, so you got to do your best at the IPF Worlds to get there. Sheffield, the biggest event in the sport being held in 2023. And here is Leonardo Chitra. $250 kilo for his opener. I like the mouth guard on Leonardo.
He competed in Helsingborg, but obviously we haven't seen a lot of Australian lifters since then, but that was great.
He made 250 look like that's something he'd be hitting in the warm-up room. Everybody is on point today.
So I'm a bit nervous about this one, Ryan.
Swole Shady.
Absolutely.
Dylan Nelson from Great Britain, 270 kilo being loaded for his opener.
This is a big opener.
The real Swole Shady. Please stand up. Monster squat on him.
He's a hype lifter. He needs the support from the crowd.
So I see. This is an opener, and he's coming out all types of hype.
He's a great squatter, he really is. He manages to squeeze himself into double XS knee sleeves. I mean, he has to start warming up about an extra half an hour early to get them on.
Oh, wow.
That looked great from Dylan.
270 kilo handled easily from Dylan Nelson.
That was a great squat. He is on form today.
He's hit 290.5, but I believe in the gym he's hit as high as 300.
He has.
And there's a quick look at after the first round of squatting.
So we've got the B group mixed in Fastelli's got quite a big squat there from earlier today.
Fastelli, that's actually, it was a European record, so I can only assume Nelson just took it.
It must be.
Fastelli actually lost the European record because he bombed out in the bench press.
Oh, you said, yeah.
But it just indicates that Nelson, with all due respect, just took that European record with his opener and is probably just going to take that.
Dylan's put the world record on for his second.
Oh, wow. Joshua Wright from Germany. 235 kilo, 10 kilo jump from his opener. What is Taylor Atwood thinking when he sees Nelson
I can't
looking to take
imagine.
taking his squat record? Like, the gumption on this kid.
Is that
goal.
going to tickle him into a bit of a response, do you think?
This is what you're hoping. I can see it on your face.
I am, yeah.
You want to double back there and be like, Taylor, you can't let him skate on you like that. Nice.
Great squat from Joshua Wright.
Yeah, 10 kilo didn't slow him down much, did it? Does not get pulled out of the pocket. Alexander Erickson from Sweden won Worlds last fall anyways, 242.5. Coming back from a pretty serious surgery.
Yeah, he was back in the gym very quickly, just doing what he could. He spent a lot of time on belt squats, just rehabbed it very, very carefully because obviously appendicitis or an appendectomy cuts through the abdomen.
Ooh, look at the smile on his face. That one hit the sweet spot and he likes it. 3 white lights and he is all types of happy with that one. Nice depth, chest up, elbows down.
Quite a long way, but he didn't get out of position and it came up nicely in the end.
Rambo from France, 260 kilo. Rambo has a massive deadlift on him.
Nominated at 315. And we know the deadlifter has the power because they go last and they get to see what everyone else does and put just enough on the bar. No slouch on the squat though.
260 on the bar, Barrett, Canada.
$260 kilo being loaded for Blake Barrett. This will be a personal best. But he had no issues whatsoever with 247.5. Squat looks on point.
260 on the bar for Barrett. And the bar is loaded. Barrett of Canada.
Just checking. Just checking he had the right weight on the bar.
Not that I don't trust you, boys, but let me see for myself.
That is a wide stance.
Yep. Now that's going to be, we'll see what the judges say. It moved very, very well.
Yeah, I thought this about his first though, and when you watch it from the side it was fine. No, not this time.
I thought it might have been, I like the first one. The second one was borderline. Let's take a look at the replay here.
He did get a white from this side though.
Yeah, that's looked a little high.
It's not quite, is it? Shame, because he looks strong.
He could probably take that and sink it. He's just got to get down a little deeper. And you're right, it's the squat style. He feels strong in that placement. Well, good for him, but it's going to be difficult sometimes in the depth. I think he could take it. Clinton Lee from Singapore, 260 kilos, stays on the bar for him.
Ooh, got a little bit out of shape on the ascent there.
Definitely work for a second attempt. His third is going to have to be a small jump.
Atwood, USA. Bar loaded. 262.5 Atwood.
And
USA.
74 kilo go. Taylor Atwood, 262.5 kilo being loaded for his second attempt.
And it's not an enormous jump, but I have to wonder what's going on in his head seeing Dylan Nelson load up or request his a world record attempt.
He's probably thinking, sir, if I go to Sheffield, you might be costing me a little bit of money. Or, you know what? I mean, we know Taylor has hit into the 300s. I believe it's like 303. Yeah, 303 is his best. So whatever the record ends up, he'll be fine with dealing with in Sheffield.
Fast.
Yeah.
Very nice. Blue, white lights and good lift.
So I'm going to be keeping my eye on the scoreboard now to see what goes in next. Will it be 284?
This is wishful thinking, but I
Well,
love
it might
that.
be. It might be wishful thinking. It's what everybody wants to see.
Right. I agree. 265. Leonardo from Australia. Chitra took 250, 15 kilo jump from there.
PB's 273, so maybe he's had a national record at some point. Nice.
Well done. Handles the 15 kilo jump well.
Great looking second attempt.
Blue, white lights. Ladies and gentlemen, we are loading the bar to 283.5 kilos for Dylan Nelson of Great Britain. This is
So Dylan Nelson, the pride of Great Britain, 283.5 kilo being loaded, 74 kilo world record.
Do you know what? I can guarantee that's the first time he's ever been called the pride of Great Britain. But you know, if he gets this, I'm sure
Yeah.
he'll take it.
Yeah.
and the bar is loaded for Dylan Nelson.
I'd love to see this. He's a great lifter, Dylan. Taylor has not taken the bait.
No, he is not.
So come on, Dylan. This could be yours. Asks for the support of the crowd, and he gets it. Okay, world record on the bar, Dylan Nelson.
Depth looks good. Oh! Oh, no!
Oh,
Sorry, I'm afraid that is no lift.
Oh, wow.
that's the weight cut.
Literally emptied the tank for that one.
Second round. We'll move into
And I hope he's feeling okay.
Maybe we can get someone on the platform to, yeah, Paul Marsh has come out for him.
And a quick look at where the results are. We still got some squatting to go, obviously, in the third round of squats. But after the second, that's where we end off. Dylan still in the lead with 270.
Yeah, still got his hands on the gold medal for now.
And although he had missed his world record attempt, he does have the European record with that 270. From Group B, Dennis of Italy had 267.5, the previous owner of the European record. Leonardo with 265, and Taylor Atwood with 262.5. Taylor putting in for a third attempt 277.5 kilos, just cruising to what he thinks the winning total is going to be. And with Taylor's deadlift being 340 kilo previously, if anyone surprises him and pushes him a little further, I mean, he can load that dead with the winning.
Sure. It's worth saying, though, that although Fastelli didn't make a total and had to give the record back, he can still take the silver medal. He can still take the single lift medal on the squat.
100%. Yep. He's got a very competitive squat here. We still got one more round of squatting to go. And it's a opportunity here for me to give a shout out to our sponsors, Alico and SBD. Without their generous support, none of this would be possible. Got some beautiful equipment that we all get to work with in all of the warm-up room. And I'll tell you, while I was in the booth, Penna walked by with a smile on his face. We caught eye contact, and he said, "You enjoy the show?"
I think we are enjoying the show.
Yes, sir. It's moments like these that make sports. It's about these young guys just leaving it all on the platform and showing their heart and will, overcoming adversity, and possibly the thing of legend. We're going to have to see how it all shakes up.
Also available on Eurosport Player.
It should be noted, previously, the injuries that Penna was dealing with, at least in training, looked like it had affected his bench press the most.
Right.
And that's the event we're moving into. So we'll really see what we're dealing with a little bit later on. But now, 242.5 for Joshua Wright of Germany. Once again, we're in the 74 kilo class.
His second looked really nice.
Yeah, his first, second, very smooth, both of them. Never got pulled out of position at all. And the same for his third.
Yeah, no problem at all there. Came up very nicely. Maybe there might have been another couple of kilos there, but it's easy to be wise after the event. Always best to take the kilos that are available.
Absolutely. Alexander Erickson from Sweden. 5 kilo jump.
He had to put some work in to get to the sticking point on his second.
And he looked very happy with that 242.5. His personal best is 250. If he can hit this, we're getting close. If he's going to end up on the podium, he's going to need to be at his best.
He was quite philosophical about where he was in terms of coming back from abdominal surgery. And I think he'll be happy with having got this close to his personal best. Got Oscar Bjork, head coach for Sweden, in his corner there. Gonna have to get under that bar soon.
Big breath, and here he goes. Oh, wow.
Yes, he's done it.
You know what? That might have moved at least as easily as a second.
I think so. It didn't stick quite as much.
And he is just 2.5 kilo below his previous personal best. Given the circumstances, he's obviously very happy with that. And 260 kilo being loaded once again for Blake Barrett. Blake handled the weight well. He just needs to find that depth.
260 kilos, Canada.
Just cut it a tiny bit shy. He's definitely capable of it.
Yeah, no major changes need to be made. Better. See what the judges say.
I find that stance really hard to tell from the front.
It is.
And so does the centre referee.
Yeah, no, it is. And that's fair. It's always going to be borderline with Blake, but he's happy with 2-1.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Bar is loaded. 262.5 kilos.
262.5 kilo for Clinton Lee of Singapore. Depth looks good.
That's a great squat.
Never got it pulled out of line. Beautiful
Yeah.
bar path, up and down, 3 white lights. Take a look at that picture. Perfect squat.
Really nice. Textbook.
Very rare you're going to see a third squat look that tidy, and Rambo was back 267.5 kilo.
267.5 kilos. Rumbleville, France.
This is more than he's done in competition before.
Yeah, we're in 5 kilo personal best if he can hit it.
Nice.
And there's another nice looking third squat, 3 white lights.
And that moved him up to silver medal position with a couple of lifts still to go.
Leonardo from Australia, 272.5 kilo being loaded on the bar for him. Just half a kilo below his previous personal best, so he's hit this before.
Can he do it with all the added complications of international travel?
It would take him from 4th in the squat event to the gold medal position.
Oh, he'll move ahead of Dylan Nelson.
Dylan will have an opportunity to try 283.5 again. I'm not sure if he'll come out, depending on how he feels.
It's hard to imagine that he will, but he's really got a fire in his belly. So he doesn't
Was that a
often.
pun?
It wasn't intentional. He doesn't often give in, but he looked in rough shape.
Whoa, Leonardo! Oh, types a hard look at bares his teeth as he fights,
Now
but
did the bar dip?
it was so beautiful to watch. However, you know, it's heartbreaking, just like the Eddie Berglund squat that didn't pass.
Yeah,
Where
that is a shame.
it's a moral victory, though. I mean, hats off to him for fighting through that. You know, he bobbled. I'm not sure if the bar went up down.
It seemed to me as it did, like it did.
We don't have the view the judges have,
No,
obviously.
that's true.
So it is what it is at this point. 277.5 kilo for Taylor Atwood.
So this will give him the gold.
It will. Well, there it is. Taylor would tell you I ended up taking the gold medal in squat anyways. And this is obviously, Dylan could still come out.
He could, but he looked. In fact, I could see Henry Tosh, British coach in the wings. Maybe he's coming out for it. He's a fighter. He doesn't give up easily.
Look at in terms of the heart these gentlemen have showed on this platform, I wouldn't doubt it. Taylor Atwood, 277.5.
I don't have any doubt that this will look just as easy as all the rest.
Right.
Maybe a fraction slower. A fraction.
But it's smooth and it's everything he needed it to be.
So I can see the British coach in the wings. I think Dylan's coming out for it.
I got to tell you, this is some dramatics that we've already seen plenty of dramatics already in this session. If you've tuned in and wanted to see some heart.
No, he does have a difficult weight cut into the 74s.
Maybe he loaded up in water and it didn't all leave his stomach.
Absolutely. He didn't look too well on his last attempt, so I am amazed he's coming out for another go. But knowing the guy,
you got to respect him. You got to respect the tenacity of this young man. He's brave.
He's got a lot of support in the room. But as you say, this is a brave move. Henry's looking a little bit worried there in the wings.
He's telling himself, I already emptied my stomach. Now there's nothing left but fire in that belly.
Yeah, he's been cutting all week though. His energy reserves are going to be depleted.
He is a massive 74.
No.
Hats off to him, though. He's upset, but listen, he came out here and gave another swing at it.
I can't imagine how much it took out of him, that first squat, that second squat, and to come out and have another attempt at it showed, like you say, the heart of a champion.
I got to tell you, too, I'm shocked he actually hit depth. Most people, when they fumble the ball like that, are shy when they come back out with the same weight and purposely don't hit depth. They cut it shallow. He was not afraid.
He was not, but he historically had trouble with depth, and he has worked so hard to correct that I don't think he will ever cut it again. So sad to see him not take the world record there, but he takes the silver medal in the end.
Taylor Atwood taking the gold. I just lost my my bronze. Did you see who took the bronze there? I just lost the rankings there for the bench for the squad event.
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Listen, don't go anywhere. We will be back with the bench press event. We'll see you in 9 minutes. And welcome back to the IPF World Championships here live in Sun City, South Africa. I am Six-Pack Lapidat, accompanied by Joe Whiteley, and we are sponsored by Alico and SBD. Joe, we saw a phenomenal squat session both in the 66s and the 74s. In the 66s, Jonathan Garcia breaking the world record squat with the 271 kilos. Eddie Berglin with a 250. Penna with 250.
So Jonathan Garcia actually took 263.5 for his second attempt and made 271 look just as easy.
Not far off the mark behind them, Shibuya from Japan with a 247.5 and Joe Jordan with a 245. Now, the gentleman in contention here, Jonathan Garcia, Eddie Berglund, the defending world champion Penna, Joe Jordan, and Kyoto, who were all in the lead for nominations going in, all having big squat sessions and adding kilos towards those totals. Expect more drama in the bench press, but the injury that had hampered Penna the most in training had affected his bench press. We're about to find out how much it's going to affect him today.
Well, Ryan, if we look at the projected totals, we have Joe Jordan and Panagiotis Taranidis and also Eddie Berglund all projected to hit 670.
That is as close as it gets.
Absolutely.
A three-way race, and yeah, we're going to see some jockeying around. Talking about the 74s in terms of their squat session, well, we had some drama. Taylor Atwood came into this very much reserved, just looking to grab some kilos, ended up with the gold medal with a 277.5 kilo squat. But Dylan Nelson of Great Britain, attempting the world record twice, looked like he might have it on his second, but ended up failing it. And on his third squat and second attempt at the world record, told me, you know what, I think I just lost my balance, to tell you the truth. He honestly believed he had it.
He did tip backwards. He did go backwards into the arms of the spotters.
Kasemsen from Thailand, 240 for his opening bench. We are in the 66 kilo class.
Nice opening attempt there.
Good lift, 3 white lights. Next weight on the bar is 150. Yuki Shibuya, Japan.
Yuki Shibuya from Japan. 250 kilo for his opening bench.
Bar is loaded, 150 kilos, Shibuya, Japan.
So he gave us a bit of a fright. He missed his opening squat. Came back strong though. His nomination is only 2.5 kilo above this. So the nominated totals are your best in competition in the previous year, and that's how we rank the lifters going into the World Championships.
It's weird, his profile says his best is 170.
Well, that might be from a while ago. Oh, did he jump that? Yeah, 2 out of the 3 referees think he did jump the press command.
No lift, 152.5 off the bar. Yuki Gashima, Australia.
So he's going to the jury, but they're telling him the command. So on bench press, you have 3 commands to wait for. You have to wait for the start, the press, and the rack command.
Yuki Kashima from Australia, 152.5. Yeah, the bench, probably the most technical of the 3 lifts.
Absolutely.
Bar path isn't straight like the other lifts. 3 commands, like you said. A lot of touch points. The feet have to touch the floor. The butt has to touch the bench. The head has to touch the bench.
Equally, it's one of the hardest lifts to referee.
Yeah, there's a lot of infractions.
There's a lot to look for.
Good lift, your right legs, for Kashima.
Good lift for Kashima.
On the bar, 155 kilos, Joe Jordan, US Virgin Islands.
There was some movement from his foot there, but the feet can move laterally, but they must not lift off the platform.
Joe Jordan, 155 kilo for his opening bench.
US Virgin Islands.
The clock is ticking, but he can't pass the technical controller until he's finished doing his wrist wraps up. So you've been following Joe Jordan's training. What would you say his best lift? Is he a deadlifter?
You know what? He's pretty well spread out over the three. He's not so much a specialist. He's got a deadlift on him, that's for sure. He's going to go deep into, the 600, so 280 to 90.
And of the three lifters that are projected at 670, he has the lightest body weight.
That might play a role.
I think it might. Needs to keep his butt down, though. That was... Managed to stay down, but it was just hovering a little bit.
Yeah, he likes to squeeze the bench with his thighs, and here is Penna, the grind king himself. We call him the grind king. He delivered on this third squat.
He really did.
You would have thought there's no way with how he felt.
He did look... He looks a bit more energized now, to be honest. He looked absolutely exhausted after his second squat.
Yeah, he looked exhausted walking up to the platform at times.
Yeah.
Found the strength when he needed it, 155 kilo for his opening bench. Now this is the true test on his injury, while the squat I'm sure was a test as well, but previously in training he had a couple months where he was just doing dumbbells.
Oh, that's a tough one. I know he's the king of grind, but that's a tough opener.
And grind he does. If you like action, he got it.
No need for a slow-mo replay.
Joe is on fire tonight. Yeah.
165 kilos, Garcia, USA.
The U.S. is Jonathan Garcia, 165 kilo for his opener.
So do you think he's going to take conservative openers now because he wants to protect that squat world record?
So here's the thing. For a guy like Jonathan, he 100% believes he's going to be the world champion. And a squat world record for some people who the world title isn't really a realistic goal.
Sure.
They might protect it. But for him, if you asked him and you said the game plan, he's like, we're not protecting a record. We're going all in for whatever's best to secure the gold.
I think he's not going to get that.
A little bit of heaving?
I think all sorts of things. I think the bar went up and down. I think he jumped the command.
Did he jump the command too?
Yeah, I think so. And there,
Yeah.
look, there was up and down, and
Yeah.
so I think he got all three colours, and I think they were all justified. All three
Kyoto.
coloured failures. We have coloured cards for each of the failures.
Kyoto with a 165 kilo opener.
He's in the fight, you know.
Yoshiyama, yeah, he is. His top end strength is there. He just needs some of the favorites to start missing. Look, Penna is grinding already on his opener. Jonathan Garcia just missed his opener. The door of opportunity could swing open. That was an awful long press command.
Well, it was skipping on his chest. If we can see that back on the replay, it did take him a long time to get the press command.
And that is why you want to wait that you could keep on your chest as long as you need.
It goes down, but then it's moving around.
Okay, yeah, good eyes on you. You're right. He didn't get it motionless on the chest. His foot slipped a little, so I think that might have been...
Berglin, Sweden.
He's got to get his footing better. Now, if you like bench pressing,
Watched his sister take the world record back earlier today.
Eddie Berglin,
Was that today?
that was today.
It's been a long day.
I
There's
know,
been a lot
that's-
of action.
195 kilo.
Both Eddie and his sister have very similar looking benches.
There's some movement there on the chest, eh?
I'm interested to see what he gets for this. 3 white lights.
Ready at 195.
He looks a little dizzy there.
The first round, we're into round 2. First went on the bar.
I'm not sure if...
5 kilos for Samsung.
Well, it was a good lift. He got 3 white lights. So he's in the lead now on bench.
Loaded, 145.
And it is a widespread 30 kilo. If he doesn't hit another bench, that bench gold is all his. But he's got eyes at the world title as well, the overall.
He's going to want a chip, so maybe he's going to take a run at his own world record.
Because Samson, 145. In his world record, 213.5. Do you think that's in reach?
I'm not sure, judging from his opener there.
It's a volatile lift for Eddie. It always has been, and it can change from attempt to attempt even, let
Sure.
alone event to event. It's hard to tell. But he did seem dizzy when he got up, and we've seen that before.
And he seemed uncomfortable under the bar. It was, let's just say, it was moving about on his chest a little bit.
Yuki Shibuya from Japan missed 150 on his opener, going to retake it on his second attempt.
So I think he jumped the press command. I think the weight was easy.
It's an
But-
easy enough fix.
But I think he's wise to take the same weight again. It's a risky move to go up.
Well, you lose the first one on technicality. If you miss the second one on strength, now you're in a real trouble. He was sure not to jump the command that time.
2 to 1. Good lift, good lift.
Yeah, he got 1 red card. I was a little bit unsure whether his feet were touching the upright of the bench. So that's why he got a yellow card failure from one of the side referees. But it was a bit hard for the referees to see because his feet were kind of blocking the view. So I couldn't tell for sure whether it was touching or not.
Australia.
Yuki Kashima from Australia, 157.5. 5 kilo jump. Ooh,
Left arm didn't want to join the party.
but he locks it out, and the judges give him 3 white lights. The bar never went up, down, just came up unevenly.
It seemed as though he brought his chest quite a long way up after the start command to meet the bar, but his butt never left the bench.
USVI's Joe Jordan, 160 kilo loaded on the bar for his second attempt. 5 kilo jump seems reasonable. Had no major issues with 155 kilo.
So Panna's going to come out after him for the same weight. I wonder if he's just matching him because Panna has the higher lot number.
Yeah, the thing is, the way 155 moved for Penna, I realize he's the grind king, but if he's been sick, are his reserves, if he's used to, well, this is my normal grind, when your reserves are at 100%, but when you come off an illness, you don't know. It just runs out,
Yeah.
you know? We'll have to see. We're going to find out shortly.
So we're just taking a moment to clean the platform just to make sure the lifters have the best opportunity to keep the grip. Sometimes some of the lifters scatter talc as they pass over the platform. So we are just giving that a bit of a clean down to try and stop any slipping.
If we got a moment, we could take a look at the projected right now for the 66s. Eddie Berglin with 677.5. Penna and Joe Jordan both with 675 tied. And Yoshiyama with a 672.5. Jonathan Garcia actually with a 668.5.
So he's missed and gone up.
Yeah, he went up 5 kilo
And
after missing.
there was all kind of failures on that opening bench. It sank in, it went up and down, he jumped the command.
He also, I mean, you had said he's got the squat world record. I know that's not why he's here. If he had the conversation, they're like, do you risk it? And I was telling you, if that's the conversation his coaching had, he will say, yes, we risk it. Move up, put me in position. And here we are.
I guess there's no question that he can do more next time.
Jonathan had told me he would rather bomb out than not go for the world title, and that's what he's doing. He's all about the world title, not about a silver, not about a bronze. Some guys are all in. It is what it is. Here's Joe Jordan, 160. Oh, whoa.
No, bar dipped.
Yeah, a little up down. I'm a little surprised because his opener moved pretty well.
It did. I didn't notice whether on his first he rotated his wrist quite the same. You won't be able to see it on this, but as he came up, he rotated forward, and I wonder if that just threw his bar path off a little bit.
If he retakes it, I think he's got a good opportunity here to get it. And talking about opportunity, so in the squat event, when Joe Jordan failed, Penna succeeded. Can Penna replicate that? They're going toe-to-toe in weights in each event. However, Joe Jordan actually hit 155 in his opener a lot easier than Penna hit his 155. Yeah. Reasonable. Penna's the grind king for a reason, but
he doesn't usually grind his benches quite as much as the rest, though, does he?
Not in his opener. He can grind a bench, but usually we're talking thirds, not openers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! The grind king will not stop pressing just at the lockout.
Down to a halt. That's a real shame. He was nearly there.
Yeah,
but
just
he looks exhausted.
He is exhausted, and I hope he hasn't depleted himself and emptied the tank for that 5 kilo. He would be well advised to leave the bench event at that.
I think so.
How much do you want to leave for the bench when you still got the deadlift?
Look at that. He's got so much fight in him, but he couldn't quite take that all the way to lockout.
I tell you what, he came a lot closer than I thought he might. Just ran out of gas with the last inch left, and here is Jonathan Garcia. Talk about fighting for inches. He's not going to give an inch. Instead of retaking 165, throw on 5 more kilo, attempting 170 for a second attempt. He's going all in for the world title and risking the world record to do it.
To be fair, I think he needs it to stay in touch. He's a little bit behind the top 4.
And I think that's the conversation they had. They said, look, if you want to stay in touch, yeah, we can't pull back, we can't hold back, we got to go up. That looked cleaner to me.
Yeah, lots better.
Never it is.
And he's on the board.
You know what? I mean, success solves the problem. You hit that second attempt, it's all good. The record is secure. You're right back on track. And he is a subtotal guy, Jonathan Garcia.
And not only that, he went straight into silver medal position on bench.
He's collecting medals. He's collecting world records. Yoshiyama, 170 kilo, 5 kilo jump for him.
He's slightly lighter than Garcia, so this will move him past. strong.
Nice press by Kyoto. 2 whites.
202.5 on the bar now. Eddie Berglund of Sweden, last lift in round 2 for the 66 kilos.
Yeah, not sure about the yellow card failure from the centre referee. It could be, I think there's about 5 yellow card failures on bench. Might even be 6.
Hard to guess then. Eddie Berglund, 202.5. Now, 7.5 kilo below on his opener. It was a little unsteady on the chest, so we got a little bit longer than usual press command because he wasn't steady down there. If he could steady it, he'll be okay. But by the time he got up, he was dizzy, and it looked close to the edge.
Yeah, it didn't look as comfortable as he sometimes does. I know what you're saying. He is sometimes a little bit inconsistent.
We'll have to see.
And this is one of the things about a high bench arch. The setup can be quite fragile.
From bench to bench. Did he get the press command?
I don't think he did.
I think he knew he was about to pass out. Look at he's dancing around, about to pass out there. They really got to meet him on the platform because he looks like he's going to go through the back.
Yeah, he's staggering about. I'm not quite sure what's wrong.
Well, he gets lightheaded when he benches. In Sweden in 2019, I think he might have passed out or almost passed out several times as well. This is an issue with this very extreme arch. Limits his breathing when he takes his big breath and unloads. So when he racked there, it was self-preservation kicking in.
Yeah, I think so. So, this really opens the way. We've got only a 2.5 kilo spread over 4 lifters.
It's tight. It's still tight. We're going to have to see if Penna actually comes out for his third. I would advise he doesn't, but...
Yeah, absolutely. Same with Eddie Berglund, actually.
Same with Eddie Berglin, but these guys are lions. There's a reason why they're on the platform, and I'm over here talking. Kasim San from Thailand, 147.5. Just missed that third.
Yeah, Eddie Berglund scratched his third.
That's a good idea. You know, he clearly, especially if you shuffled that weight off early because you knew you were in danger, it's just not worth it. And Shibuya with 155. Missed 150 on the technicality, came back, hit it in his second. Tempting fate with his feet, you said, possibly touching the bench post.
Yeah, your feet can't touch any part of the bench supports. Occasionally see it when, especially the junior women lightweight lifters, have a very extremely wide foot position. We saw a few lifters in Kazakhstan last week having difficulty getting their feet in the right position because they were clearly not training on an Nileka rack, which has the supports in exactly that place. So it looks to me like they're touching again.
Yeah, it looks like his feet are wrapped around it. He got the start command,
but he got the start command from the referee who gave him the red before. I guess it's no issue anyway.
Yeah, it becomes a non-issue when he fails it, but yeah, he definitely... Unless he just had his heels touching and it's super close, but we can't tell by where we are. Either way, becomes academic when he missed the lift, and Joe Jordan is up with 160 once again. Now, Joe Jordan made pretty easy work of 155.
I think he's got every chance of making this. I don't think Panna is likely to make the 160 even if he comes out for it. But I think Joe Jordan can make a good stab at this.
He's hit 170 previously. He is strong enough. I think this is within reason. And if you just take a look at Joe Jordan's face, there is no emotion. Neither happy nor anxious. Comes out like the Terminator.
Just focused.
Calm, cool, collected. Oh, I think, nope.
No, just too heavy. And Panna is coming out for the 160.
And I see, I mean, this is, he's hits. I don't know about emptying the tank out here for this 5 kilo on bench. He's still got the deadlift, but a guy like Penna, you don't understand the tenacity this young man has. It's off the charts.
Well, I don't think you can see him from where you are, but leaning around, he's dancing away in the wings, waiting to come out. He seems to get re-energized before he comes back out.
It's not, it's inhuman. I don't even know. The guy's got the heart of a lion. That's why his ribs are a cage. I'm sorry. I apologize.
So this seems like a big ask.
The biggest of asks, especially after how much he expended.
Nope.
And it's almost better for him that failed immediately off the chest and he didn't empty the tank. And he came out. He's not the type of guy to walk away from a fight.
Yeah, just didn't have it today. But you said his injuries has impacted his bench the most.
Yeah. Well, he had previously hit 170 kilo, and that was not going to happen today. However, ironically, him and Joe Jordan, both previous 170, both end up with 155. They're still real close. And Kashima from Australia, 162.5, 5 kilo jump from his second.
Nope, not quite today.
He looks like he's suffering some cramping in the legs there. And that's what happens if you got to cut a lot of weight.
Came in at 65.9. We have some jury action going on. I'm not entirely sure. Nope.
Kyoto
No.
with 170 kilo being loaded for his third and final. Missed this on his second. Kyoto hanging just close enough to possibly snag a medal.
Well, I think he's guaranteed the bench bronze now.
Bench bronze and possibly the silver
Yeah.
if he gets it.
Definitely on the podium for the bench.
And possibly in the bigger picture as well. He's close enough. We'll have to see how the deadlifts unfold. We've had surprises already.
Oh, it's a valiant effort. I think he's got it.
Yeah, that was a look at Kyoto gets it.
That's a great celebration. He was on the very edge of strength. Side referee is indicating his foot moved. Oh, it did lift. The toe lifted. There's no way the other referee could have seen that, though.
Bar is loaded. 175 kilos, Jonathan Garcia.
175 kilo loaded for Jonathan Garcia. Missed 165. opted to go up to 170 for his second, going up to 175 for his third. He knows he's a subtotal type of guy. Squats, bench, that's where he's going to build the bulk of its total, and then he's got to hang on for the deadlifts. He can use his 5 kilo, could be pivotal.
So this is to take the silver bench medal back from Yoshiyama.
Oh, whoa, oh my goodness. He can grind himself.
He really can. I think his butt was up and down though, so, and that looks like the lockout wasn't quite there.
He's somewhat limping off. Let's take a look at this. Not sure his butt. I mean, there's movement, but I don't think it's clear daylight.
No, but he got a blue card, so I think he didn't quite lock his arms out.
I think he did at the end, though, but...
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe it was a little bit of up and down. Blue card can be for downward movement of the bar.
You know what? I was looking at so many... There's so many infractions, like you had said, I couldn't pay attention to everything, even in the slow-mo there, but...
You know, I could have sworn that Eddie Berglund scratched, but he's out here for 202.5.
Yeah.
There was definitely a red cross against his name. Maybe it was a table error.
Holy smokes. And
wow.
He made easy work of it, too. Well, good thing he did come out. He's dizzy as he waves high. Look at him stumbling. They really do got to meet him.
And that was so easy compared to the previous benches.
Yeah, compared to, for Eddie Berglund.
So Berglund takes the gold, Yoshiyama the silver, and Garcia the bronze on bench.
And we're going to move right into the 74 kilo class. Dylan Nelson, that's Rambo though. Dylan Nelson is the one we have up on the board here. With
Yeah, I can see the French coach just reeling in Rumbleville. And it's Dylan Nelson coming out for bench.
Now he's got 145. Let's see how the squat event affected him.
I think the weight cut does affect your bench quite a lot, so be interesting to see how he does here. On the board with his opener though.
3 white lights, so far so good. Paul Rumbleville, 147.5.
As is often the case with big deadlifters, the bench isn't quite as impressive.
Driving those traps into the bench.
Yeah, great opener there.
Makes easy work of 147.5.
Now that's the weight he finished on in Halmstad last year, so his bench has clearly come on some way.
Is loaded. 147.5 kilos, Chitra, Australia.
Same weight, 147.5. Leonardo Chitra. Representing Australia.
Currently in second place in the projected totals. But nip and tuck with Clinton Lee.
Good news, we want lights from the O, 155 on out, Blake Barrett, Canada.
Blake Barrett representing Canada. 155 kilo on the bar for him.
Easy.
He's feeling the momentum. 3 white lights for Blake.
Erickson of Sweden.
That's a great arch.
Yeah, it's a beautiful setup.
Bar is loaded, 157.5.
157.5 kilo loaded for Alexander Erickson. Previous personal best is 180 kilo.
Yeah, he did 180 in Halmstad last year, so I think this is where his operation has hit him hardest. Nice.
Makes easy work of it. We'll see how much he's going to go up by. If he was possibly a little iffy, tested a little lower, feels good, make a bigger jump than usual
Absolutely.
maybe. And Clinton Lee from Singapore, 165 kilo for him.
This might well be a much tougher field, though.
Makes easy work of it.
Yeah.
Good lift, 3 white lights for Wright. Germany, 182.5 on the hard now. Taylor Atwood, USA.
Up next, America's Taylor Atwood, 182.5. You got to wonder,
Taylor Atwood, USA.
is he actually going to push and take that gold medal in bench press like he took a gold medal in squat? Earlier today in the B group, we saw 197.5 bench press. And that's sizable. And we had a discussion earlier today, could that young man actually end up with a gold medal? Despite
Wow.
Taylor Atwood being here. And Taylor Atwood's all-time best is 202.5, so it's relatively close. Taylor will have to actually push if he wants a gold medal in bench press.
Looks like he's on form, though.
Yep.
Good lift, 3 white lights.
He's definitely on form.
A 182.5, second round, first one.
So that moves him up to the bronze with his opener.
Great grip.
Just a quick peek here. It was Maddie Christensen from Denmark with that 197 and in silver medal position. Kawashima from Japan earlier, also from B group with 195 kilo. 2 monster bench presses in the B group earlier today.
Very popular lifter in the UK. He MC'd the British Juniors, and you would not believe the energy he brings to the mic.
Well, no, I think I would believe it.
Nice and easy there for Dylan.
Picks up another 5 kilo. And I would say he's probably, what do you think, another 5 kilo on that?
I think so. I think that looked really nice, especially considering, you know, how ill he looked on squats.
It doesn't seem to have affected him too badly. In Paul Rumbleville, a.k.a. Rambo from France, 152.5 for his second attempt, 5 kilo jump.
Did he jump that? That must have been right on the P of the press.
I think it's right on the P of the press.
Well, if the centre referee who gave the command thought he didn't jump it, then I think that's good enough.
Bar is loaded for Chitra, Australia, 152.
Leonardo Chitra, 152.5. Five kilo jump for Leonardo. It was work. And the 5 kilo definitely slowed him down from the opener.
Never in any doubt, though. Still quite a smooth press.
Bar is loaded. Barrett, Canada, 162.5.
And Blake Barrett, 162.5 for his second attempt, 7.5 kilo jump from his opener.
This will be a 5 kilo personal best. Very nice.
Makes easy work of it. 3 white lights, fist pump from the head coaches. And 165 kilo now being loaded for Alexander Erickson of Sweden. Previous best is 180 kilo, and the way we're pacing, I think he's going to finish below that. This is a decent 7.5 kilo jump, but I don't think we're going to see any hero jumps anywhere around 180.
No, I think he's been quite realistic about where he is. 7.5 kilo jump in this class is a fairly standard first to second. He looks happy with that, though.
Nice piecing together the kilos for his day. Working with what he has. And Clinton Lee from Singapore, 170 kilo for his second attempt.
not
Joe?
too much left there, I think. I mean, it's a good second attempt, but I think he's up against maybe 2.5 kilos would be better than 5.
Might be right. Joshua Wright from Germany, 177.5 kilo being loaded for him. 7.5 kilo jump from his opener, and this will equal his previous personal best.
Atwood, USA.
And up next, Taylor Atwood on Team USA, 192.5 kilos. This will keep him in third place. Now the silver medalist is 195, and the gold medalist is 197.5.
Well, let's see how this one moves. He's heavier than the silver medalist. And
the gold medalist?
He's lighter
Christensen?
than the gold medalist.
Okay, so
he could put 197.5 on to take the gold.
And you know what, a 5 kilo jump sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah, so let's see how this goes. All his lifts so far have looked super easy. Actually, that's the most work I've seen him do.
Yep, that was good, honest work. 3 white lights, and I think
I would expect to see him put 197 on for the next one.
I think 197.5. It'll take the gold medal. It's a 5 kilo jump, which is reasonable, and I think he's still got 5 kilo in the tank on him. Taking a look there, where we rest at after 2 rounds of benching, that obviously includes the B group from earlier today, where Maddie Christensen of Denmark hit a 197.5, Kawashima from Japan hit a 195, and Taylor Atwood, you just watched, hit a 192.5.
And Taylor has indeed put 197.5 on for his third.
Makes sense. 155 by Dylan Nelson of Great Britain. 5 kilo below his previous personal best, although previously he probably never pushed himself like he did in the squat event today.
He's done really well to compose himself. He was really disappointed after missing the world record. Look at him shake, and it's gone up and down. I don't think he'll get it.
Yeah, he locks it out. It's a moral victory, but the up and down was clear.
So that is no lift for Dylan Nelson. 155 remains on the bar. Leonardo Chitra.
But the way he shook, his whole body shook trying to drive that up.
He wants it. Leonardo, 155. 2.5 kilo jump from the second.
Looking at the attempts that have gone in, regardless of whether Taylor Atwood gets his third, and we expect that he will, it looks like we have the 2 bench medals from the B group.
Yeah, no, that's secure for them.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can get past them now.
Which says something. That's why you can't miss the action in the B groups as well. People collecting medals.
Bar is loaded. Rumbleville, 157.5 kilos.
Paul Rumbleville from France, 157.5. 5 kilo jump from the second.
Not quite there for Rumbleville.
Stops just before lockout. Unable to complete the lift. Took another look at it. Comes off the chest quickly, but about a couple inches.
Everyone has a sticking point somewhere.
Right. Alexander Erickson, 167.5 on the bar for him. Just a 2.5 kilo jump.
I think that's about right. I think that's well judged.
Whoa, it's a fight, but he locks it out.
Yeah, I think that was a very well judged third attempt.
Not a single half kilo could have been added onto that. They got the most out of him in the bench press event. Does that make him 6 for 6? I believe he was.
I think it does. Yep, 6 for 6.
And Blake Barrett of Canada, 167.5, 5 kilo jump for him. Coming into the competition, his previous best was 157.5.
He's having a good day. He's sitting fourth on projected totals.
Looks strong in the squat event. The only reason why he missed the lift was due to depth, not on strength. Looks strong in the bench press event. Locks it out.
Yeah, you could hear Jeff Butt in the distance there shouting back, back, back. And that was another really well judged third.
Blake is fired up. Blake is building a case here. If he can hang tight to possibly make a move.
He's doing really well. He was nominated in 9th.
And he has closed the gap.
Yeah.
It is far too early, but he's relatively close to a possible podium finish. Obviously, Taylor Atwood is in the lead. You have Clinton Lee here with a 172.5. As well as Leonardo from Australia, all clustering around that podium. A little too much.
But he didn't leave anything behind there. He got 170. So he took everything that was available to him on the day.
Bar is loaded. 182.5 kilos for Wright of Germany.
Joshua Wright, representing Germany, 182.5 kilo, 400 pounds.
Podium just a tiny bit out of range, but his second looked really good.
Does not have a very aggressive bench setup.
Quite a calm lifter throughout. Great third attempt there for Joshua Wright.
Good attempt selection by Team Germany.
197.5 kilos for Taylor Atwood, USA. If he gets this, he will upgrade his current bench press bronze medal to a bench press gold medal. On the bar,
And Taylor Atwood, 197.5 kilo being loaded on the bar for him. He will swap his bronze in bench for gold. Taylor Atwood coming to South Africa looking to be greedy. He wants all of the gold medals for himself. But judging by his 192.5, it's going to take serious effort.
Well, I think there was a little bit of work to do on his second, but I wouldn't bet against this one.
I think it's definitely reasonable. It just won't be skating through like it did in the squat event.
Sure.
You know what?
That didn't look too much different 2 seconds.
I was about to say it looked exactly like a second. He probably had well into the 200s here on the day.
I think he did.
I think that's just when he gets to that gear, that's what his benches start looking like. But there is the gold medalist in the squat and the gold medalist in the bench press for
And
the
we're
74 kilo class.
Fairly confident he'll be the gold medalist in the deadlift.
Well,
too.
let's not get ahead of ourselves, Joe.
Okay.
Let's not get.
Okay.
There is the roundup with Matty Christensen losing on body weight to Taylor Atwood, something he'll brag to his friends about. Kawashima from Japan with a 195 taking the bronze in the 74 kilo bench press event. You don't want to go anywhere. We'll be right back in 9 minutes with the deadlifts. You want to see the dramatic conclusion of the 66 kilo class. It is too close to call between several of the top contenders and Taylor Atwood closing the show in the 74s. Who's going to make it on the podium? Find out in 9 minutes. Welcome back to the IPF World Championships here live in Sun City, South Africa. I am Ryan Six-Pack Lapidot. I'm accompanied by Joe Whiteley, and it is the 66 kilo men entering into the deadlift event. We've already seen some fireworks. King of the Grind Penna delivered in the squat session, showing all types of heart to nail his third squat. The bench press event got a little untidy while Jonathan Garcia was picking up world records in the squat event, precious kilos into the bench press event, and likely to fall behind a little bit in the deadlifts, but he can hang on and possibly get a podium finish, and it all depends how some of the other medal favorites favor. Joe Jordan of USVI had a bit of a shaky bench event, missed his third squat. It's not the day that he planned. Can he right the ship now in the deadlift event? He's got a serviceable deadlift on him.
Well, Eddie Berglund struggled a little bit on his bench, but he came back strong on his third. Absolutely smoked 202.5, and that's given him quite a commanding lead in the overall. He's 20 kilos ahead on projected to his nearest rival, which is Garcia. And then there's just a few kilos back to Ishiyama, and then a couple of kilos more back to Jordan.
The thing is, where Eddie starts losing ground is where we're starting to pick up on the deadlifts. Can he hang on to this lead?
I think the big surprise for me is seeing Panna on projected back in 5th.
I think if he's had the discussion with his coaches, the energy reserves is an issue. He's got a couple of grinds in him. He cannot be grinding on his opener like he did on his bench press and empty the tank.
The bar is loaded at 220 kilos.
220 kilo loaded for
Deadlifts are
Yuki
underway.
Shibuya of Japan.
Current best is 245, so this should look comfortable.
Yeah, that moved well.
I think it was just a little bit far away from him at the start of the pull. He seemed to have to roll it a tiny bit to pull it in.
Bar is loaded. 220 kilos. Kashima, Australia.
Maybe that's his style, maybe it was just a small technical error on his first.
And 220 kilos stays in the bar for Kashima from Australia. Letting the arms dangle a little.
Nice and easy for Kashima. So this is where you talked about Garcia being team subtotal. Doesn't have one of the biggest deadlift openers.
I'll give him this, though. He's got a serviceable deadlift. It's just, in terms of a comparison to the rest of this field, which is the world's best 66 kilo lifters, he's going to lose some ground in the deadlift event. How much? Well, we'll see. 235 for his opener.
Bar is loaded. 235 kilos. Garcia, USA.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Well, deadlifts are on point for Jonathan today.
We might see him take quite a big jump there.
Bar is loaded for Berglund.
Eddie Berglin opening with 240 kilo, and this is where despite on the prognosis, I see you had the 240 in there, but his previous personal best deadlift is 250. There's not a lot of room to grow to jump from opener to third dead in 10 kilos. I don't know if he's opening heavy.
No,
240 moved well.
that looked good.
Maybe his deadlift has just moved that much in training, and we're going to see a total around, instead of 700, maybe towards the 710 range.
Maybe so. Well, he did 697.5 in Vasteras at the Euros in December, so that's not too big of a stretch. 6 months later.
We'll have to see. If he can hit around 710, that should be the sweet spot for snagging the gold medal overall. 260 on the bar for Kasimson. Sanyuman of Thailand. Smooth pull there.
Decent opener, not super easy, but not super difficult either.
And here comes the reigning world champion defending his title here in Sun City, South Africa. Penna, king of the grind, opening with 265 kilo. Looked like he might have emptied the tank in the bench press event. Now, we've
But he
seen.
looked like he'd emptied the tank on every squat.
Well, you're right. It's just things are a little different this time than usual, but Penna's ability to grind has become almost mythical.
Oh my.
Through sheer willpower, he gets it up. Solidifies his total.
And I guess for Panna, that's a relatively comfortable pull.
USVI's Joe Jordan, 270 on the bar for him. Joe can pull. He's hit 700 kilo total before. For him to do that, he's going to have to cover a 30 kilo spread here in the deadlifts.
I think watching his demeanour though, I need to give him my Instagram handle. He's way more stone-faced than me.
For him to hit around the 700 kilo mark, he's going to need around a 300 kilo deadlift. Does he have it on today? It's a big ask. But Joe Jordan is a phenomenal deadlifter.
Oh,
Look at that.
wow. Oh, his grip was going. Did he get the down command?
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, if we watch that back, maybe it was my imagination, but no, it was going. His left hand was opening, and I think that's why he got a red from that side referee.
He's going to need a lot more kilo in the tank. He'll have to address that. Chalk the hands a little sterner. Kyoto, 270 kilo. Wow, makes easy work of that.
That was very fast indeed.
Round 2, first weight on the bar is 232.5 kilos, Yuki Kashima, Australia.
232.5 kilos being loaded for Yuki Kashima of Australia. 12.5 kilo jump for him.
232.5 kilos, Yuki Yoshima, Australia.
Smooth pull. Three white lights.
235 on the bar now for Yuki Shibuya, Japan.
So I'm just taking a look at the projected totals, and Eddie Berglund's a little way up the road, and then there is absolutely nothing in it between Garcia, Yoshiyama, Jordan and Tyranidis.
Looking at it, if Eddie Berglin can hit that 250 kilo second attempt, it might, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, lock in the win.
Yeah.
It just depends how much left the rest of the field has. Yuki Shibuya of Japan, 235 kilo. Shows you just how pivotal it was for Eddie to come out for that third bench after all.
Now that was tough. 15 kilo jump.
Still waiting for one vote for a side referee. Thank you. Good lift, three white lights. Shibuya, 247.5 on the bar now. Jonathan Garcia, USA. Bar is loaded. Garcia, USA, 247.5 kilos.
Jonathan Garcia, 247.5 kilo on the bar for him. 12.5 kilo jump.
It's late. Math is hard.
Oh, wow. He's got a lot more in the tank,
Yeah,
too.
he has.
How much more ground can Jonathan Garcia cover?
Well, I think the next lift is going to tell us a lot about how this will go.
Yeah. Eddie Berglin with 250 kilo being loaded. This is his previous personal best. Unless the wheels fall off right now, Eddie is comfortably in the lead. But if this greatly slows, or the wheels fall off and he misses, the door swings wide open all over again. Oh, wow. He's improved his deadlift.
He has. This is the best shape we've ever seen him in. And I think he's going to be hard to catch now.
He's going to be hard to catch. 702.5 without a third deadlift
Having
yet.
said that, I've seen that Garcia's put 262.5 on for his third, which will take him past Berglund if he doesn't do any more on his deadlift.
Applying pressure, making Eddie load something he won't be comfortable with. 270 kilo being loaded for Kasim Sand of Thailand.
That's a big jump for Garcia, but he has looked great on his two opening deadlifts.
Yeah, it's 247.5 move like it might have been an opener, so we'll have to see.
It's late here in Sun City. It's 9:30, and I wonder how much of a toll that's having on these athletes. I think that was a gutsy and well-judged third attempt.
3 white lights, and if you're wondering, Eddie Berglund put in 260 kilo for his third and final pull.
That seems a bit ambitious.
You can change your final pull twice. It would put him at 712.5. It does seem ambitious. 250 moved well, but I don't know if I wouldn't go up 10 kilo. Not 10 kilo well.
No, I think we'll see that come down.
I think so too.
Expect to see him come out with something like 255.
They might be paying attention to how Penna, Joe Jordan, Kyoto's second attempts go.
Sure, they've all taken big jumps.
Now, Penna had work to do with 265, and that was his opener. 277, it's a weight that 277.5 is a weight he's hit before.
But it will take him onto the podium. This will move him from 5th to 3rd. No, just a bit too much.
He looks absolutely exhausted.
He really does. I know we call him the king of grind, but it's hard to grind when you're that depleted.
Yeah. Kyoto Yoshiyama from Japan, 282.5 for his second attempt.
A little bit scrappy, but a good lift nonetheless.
He's a little scrappy himself. And Joe Jordan, 285 kilo being loaded, 15 kilo jump from his opener that moved very well.
But a 15 kilo jump that won't improve his placing in the overall competition.
Nope. In the deadlift event, it'll temporarily move him into first, but overall, he's staying in fourth.
Is loaded, 285 kilos, Jordan, US Virgin Islands.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so he's got a lot left. That could have been an opener.
I'd say 300 is there.
300 is there. So he can wait and watch and see because Eddie Berglin has to go before him. Garcia has to go before him. Penna is retaking 277.5. So
And this is the power of the deadlifter.
this is the power of the deadlifter. Can Joe Jordan make some massive moves here?
Maybe he can.
This is going to come down to the very last deadlift again, Joe.
I think it is. And as we move into the third round, Eddie Berglin is leading from Jonathan Garcia, who's leading from Kyoto Yoshiyama, who I've just seen has put 310 in for his final deadlift. Joe Jordan putting 305 in.
Eddie Berglund dropped his third to 257.5. He did have 260. I still think that might be ambitious, but I mean, he needs to go heavy enough to back away everybody else. It's tough.
It is. He's got another change left, but he won't be able to see what any of the big deadlifters do.
Right. They get to pull after him. This is starting to heat up in the 66 kilo class. And Yuki from Japan, 240, a 5 kilo jump from his second. too much today.
That is no lift for Shibuya, just too heavy. Same weight remains in the bar.
Leaves him on 632.5.
The bar is loaded.
Yuki Kashima of Australia, 240, remains on the bar for his third and final pull.
And he's fired up. He's bringing it.
Oh, it got pinned just above the knees,
Sorry, that is just a little too heavy.
and he emptied it,
He did.
drained
It was a
everything he
great
had.
effort. Not quite there today.
That is no lift. Change, another change.
Ah, we've got
We
a
have another
change coming
change.
in.
Who is it?
I can see a Canadian coach at the desk.
But we don't have a Canadian in the 66s,
true.
so that would be for the opening for the 74s.
It will. I think it was Kasim San Senyumong. I think he's changed.
Jonathan Garcia is not pulling for gold now. It looks like he's going to pull 255, which is just 7.5 kilo more in a second. It'll leave him at 696.
So that's a little bit of a surprise, but do you think he's just defending now?
I think that's exactly it. He's looking to defend. Right now he's in the silver. There's a lot more pulls to come.
But his second looked so good.
Yeah, is 7.5 kilo too light for a third? It's hard to tell.
I'm not sure about lockout there.
You know what? That might have been the right call because at the top, he's had issues. It's the grip. And when you look at the
Right.
review here, right at the top, it starts coming out of his fingers a little bit. That's where even 2.5 kilo to 5 kilo more.
Sure, so
gets
he's
dicey.
in second now.
Eddie Berglin,
Oh, wow, this is the world record total.
open world record total. Eddie Berglin, 257.5 kilos being loaded. Charles Apoko from the U.S. previously had the world record. Eddie Berglin looking to break that. End up with a 710 kilo total. Oh, and it looks
Wow.
like he's done it. Eddie Berglin makes history
That is
in Sun
superb.
City, South Africa.
That is absolutely brilliant. No longer just a bencher.
That's right.
He is the world total record holder in the powerlifting.
Establishes himself as a three lifter, 710 kilo total as a 66. We've never seen that before.
So this is a change that came in quite late.
Look, we got some polls for the wins. Nope, they got changed again. Never mind. There was. That was. Look,
no,
we're seeing
another
more
change
we're
just
seeing
gone in
more
as
change.
well.
Okay, the scorecard is changing as we're talking, but up next, anyways, 275 kilo.
So this will move him onto the deadlift podium for the moment.
Senyumon of Thailand. Yeah, they'll, if temporarily, move him into the bronze medal position for deadlifts. 5 kilo jump from a second. It doesn't look like anybody's going after Eddie Berglin's world title anymore. They're settling for other medals.
Well, he's put in quite a performance today.
Oh, to say the least, it's been historic.
Oh
Ooh.
dear, I'm not sure if he...
Speed wobble, let's see.
Yeah, bar went up and down. That's a real shame because that was a gutsy pull.
It was the right weight to put on the bar.
It's successful. This will be provisional deadlift bronze, official overall bronze.
Yeah, he might have got it.
Ladies of France.
It's always a danger with the sumo, just in that transition phase, whether you get a little bit of a wobble.
So Penna opting to go up 5 kilo despite missing 277.5. Why, you ask? It'll put him onto the podium. both for deadlift and total. If he's going out on the podium. He looked drained for 277.5. The crowd rallying behind him. He's a crowd favorite.
No more changes, no more changes.
And that is not
No.
going to break the floor.
It's not going to happen today. Penna finally runs out of his reserves.
And he does look absolutely shattered. Finishes in 5th place.
He's gonna sleep well tonight, that's for sure. His total, he'll finish with 670. Previously, he's done 700 kilo. This is substantially below that, but we knew he probably wasn't going to have a performance on par with his previous performances. But up next, 295, Kyoto, looking to pull himself from bronze medal to silver medal and gold in the deadlift event.
There's a lot on the line here.
697.5 kilos is where he'll end up if he can hit this. Currently resting with a 685 kilo total. Oh! Can he lock?
I don't think it's locked.
He's selling it though. Oh no, it was close. It was so close.
The drama. But he couldn't quite get through.
Let's take a look at the replay here.
Yeah,
Guys,
his knees
the
are
knees
unlocked.
are
Yeah,
a
I think
stitch.
so.
It was close. It was super, super close.
He's still on the overall podium for now. However,
Joe Jordan pulling to take a silver medal overall.
guaranteed the deadlift gold.
He can go from 4th to silver. 285 moved very well for him. I think he's got 297.5 in him.
I think we said after his second 300 would be there, so
I believe 297.5 was the right pick.
oh. Do you know, I don't think that was a strength thing. I think he just,
Got a stitch pull out of, yeah, the
Yeah.
knees locked a stitch early there.
and once the weight gets out in front of you, there is no bringing it back.
There is your finals there. Eddie Berglund from Sweden, the junior star, moved into the open, seized the day with a 710 kilo total, the biggest total we've ever seen at the IPF World Championships in the 66 kilo class, establishing himself as a dominant force now in the division with
And stamping his ticket to Sheffield?
and stamping his ticket to Sheffield. Jonathan Garcia taking the silver and Kyoto taking the bronze.
Joe Jordan still taking the deadlift gold, though.
Joe Jordan in 4th. Penna, I believe, was in 5th. I lost my scorecard in front
Yeah,
of me.
I think you're right. Pano was 5th.
And Dylan Nelson from Great Britain, 260 kilo opener.
Took the European squat record with his opener and missed the world record twice.
Gutsy kid refuses to quit. Came back pretty well on the bench. 260 moved well as well here. 280 is his personal best. So if he takes 10 kilo jumps, he might end up there. $272.5 being loaded for Joshua Wright of Germany.
272.5 kilos, Joshua Wright, Germany.
He's having a great day, 6 for 6 right now.
Makes easy work of 272.5.
Very nice.
Good lift, 3 right highs for Joshua Wright. 272.5 around now, Alexander Erickson of Sweden. Followed
Sweden's Alexander Erickson also taking 272.5 for his opener.
Incoming world champion.
Nicely done.
Blue right lights and a good lift for Erickson, 277.5 on the bar now. Taylor Atwood, USA.
America's Taylor Atwood, 277.5 kilo for his opening deadlift. Now, Rambo can pull close to 7, possibly 7 today. Let's see. I'm wondering if Taylor's telling himself, I'm just going to collect all the golds.
277.5 kilos, Taylor Atwood,
Seems to have been the pattern so far.
Let's see how 277.5 moves. As soon as he hits this, I believe he already has it won and has the 95% of the world record he needs to qualify for Sheffield. So essentially, mission accomplished already off the opener. They could realistically call it a day. And that's might be what they do. And that was smooth and easy, and
I think you're right. I think he's untouchable now, and I think he has got the ticket to Sheffield. But why would you not keep coming out? Why would you not?
yeah, we're here. It's
Please
not
the
a small
fans.
trip.
He's come all this way. Everyone wants to see him come out and carry on deadlifting.
Bar is loaded, 285 kilos, Lee, Singapore.
Clinton Lee from Singapore, 285. I seen Jason Tremblay come to the table and hand in an attempt. So let's see. Yeah, Taylor out. He'll come back out, putting 20 kilo on his opener. Clinton Lee. 3 wides. I think the plan was, anyways, win and lock up Sheffield with the opener, then have that talk.
Yep,
At the very least,
absolutely.
have the talk. Now
So
it's all
does this
gravy.
mean it goes past the world record? No, not quite. Not quite.
I think they're going to stop just short of
Yeah.
the world record. So, you know what? Rambo might walk away with the gold medal. I haven't done the math here. If it means he's not going to give away money to take that gold medal from Rambo for the deadlift event. 287.5 for Leonardo from Australia.
It's a shame, though, for an athlete not to go all out at the World Championships.
It's rare, but that's the level that Taylor Atwood is.
Fast.
Blue right lights and a good lift for Chitra, 287.5 on the bar. For Blake Barrett of Canada. is loaded. 287.5 kilos. The bar is not loaded. Can we reset the clock, please? Thank you.
The coach requested of the TC that the bar be cleaned.
Bar is loaded. 287.5 kilos. Blake Barrett, Canada.
Here's another lifter having a good day. He's managed to improve his nomination position several places.
Blake Barrett, 287.5, and this is 2.5 kilo over his personal best. He's looked strong all day so far. Yeah, that's pretty smooth.
He had he got one red, a blue card from the centre referee, indicating, I would say that was downward movement, not supporting. But 2-1, it was a good lift.
295 being loaded for Rambo from France.
Oh, that was really quick.
Makes easy work at 295.
We are right to go lift for Rumbleville at 295. Round 2, first leg of the bar, 272.5 kilos, Dylan Nelson, Great Britain.
Take a look at the standings here. Rambo with the 295. Leonardo with the 287.5. Blake Barrett with the 287.5 as well. But this is only the openers. Expect the deck to be shuffled by the time we get the thirds. 272.5 being loaded for Dylan Nelson.
It was close right down through the field, though.
Looking at the projected totals, we have Taylor Atwood, then 3 individuals beneath him, and the 3 are clustered very closely, but there's only 2 more medals after Taylor. It's going to be a battle to get onto the podium. Hand on the smooth part of the bar.
Sorry, no lift, no lift. 287.5 next one in the bar. Erickson.
Yeah, it doesn't make for great grip, but I don't think that's why he lost that. Nothing like doing things the hard way.
Alexander Erickson from Sweden, 287.5 for his second attempt.
And these attempts are so close now that this will move him up from 11th to 3rd on deadlift. That's a lot of places to move up with one pull.
27.5 kilos, Alexander Erickson, Sweden.
That was a smooth 287.5. 3 white lights.
292.5 on bar now, Joshua Wright, Germany.
Germany's Joshua Wright with a 292.5 second attempt.
Having a great day so far. He's finished ahead of his PBs on squat and bench press. 7 for 7 just now. If he follows his pattern, he'll finish on 300 dead. Nice.
It was a smooth 292.5. I would say 300 kilo is in the tank if that's what he's looking for.
Yeah, looks like it.
USA.
America's Taylor Atwood, 297.5 for his second attempt.
Bar is loaded. 297.5 kilos. Taylor Atwood, USA.
Actually seems to be taking this one seriously.
Well-
Been very casual about all the rest.
Okay, that's no major ask, though. Yeah, I mean, is he going for the deadlift gold as well? Because this still looks like a warm-up room weight for him.
It really does.
Singapore.
297.5 stays on the bar for Clinton Lee of Singapore.
Bar is loaded. 297.5 kilos. Lee, Singapore.
$315 kilo was Taylor Atwood's final. He could obviously move that twice if he wants to.
That will leave him half a kilo below the world record.
Yeah, he's not going higher no matter what anybody else deadlifts. So, Clinton Lee, smooth pull.
With this, we white lights for Lee, 300 kilos on the bar now. Leonardo Chitra, Australia. Bar is loaded. 300 kilos. Chitra, Australia.
Leonardo will attempt 300 kilo for his second attempt. 12.5 kilo jump from his opener. He's hit this before, but this will equal his personal best.
Moves him up to third place overall, but only temporarily.
Ooh, comes out of his hands.
Unlucky.
Sorry. No
287.5 moved very well for him. A little bit surprised.
Canada.
Take a look at the replay. There's a grip issue at the top. Perhaps some small adjustments, and he hits it on his third and final attempt. Blake Barrett of Canada also attempting 300 kilo even.
Bar's loaded.
This will be a 15 kilo personal best.
We got a bit of a cluster here. several lifters trying to get onto the podium. Blake is in the hunt. It makes pretty smooth work of 300 kilo.
Yeah, I'd be pleased with a 15 kilo deadlift PB.
And Blake just might have pulled himself into position to make a run for that bronze medal. Plays his cards right, maybe even more.
66 is into your tracksuits, please. Bar is loaded. 310 kilos, Paul.
Yeah, he's only 2.5 kilos behind Lee.
What was the nomination Blake came in?
9th place.
Wow. Just literally shooting up the charts here. But Rambo with a 310 kilo pull for his second attempt.
That will move him into silver overall and knock everyone else down a place.
It's the ground you can cover when you got a big deadlift.
Very nice indeed.
Yeah, look, his previous personal best was 315. The way 310 moved, I got a feeling we're going to see a new personal best out of him. Take a look after the second round of deadlifts. Rambo comfortably in the lead. Blake Barrett in second. Taylor Atwood with 297.5 in third. Clinton Lee in fourth on bodyweight. That's what the totals look like. Taylor Atwood in the lead comfortably. Rambo and Clinton Lee both with 730. And Blake Barrett just outside there was 727.5. We are getting real close on that podium.
And I think behind Taylor Atwood, who's clearly a long way ahead in gold, I think it's just going to come down to who gets their third deadlift. There's nothing at all between the French, Singaporean, Canadian lifter.
That's why Rambo's got the advantage with the bigger deadlift. He gets to pull last out of those, fighting for the silver, fighting for the bronze. Pretty sure he's going to pull for the silver no matter what. Let's see how it unfolds. They could change the final deadlift attempt twice. And Lee and Barrett both had the exact same third deadlift attempt in place.
Rumbleville is just 50 kilos lighter than Lee.
Now Barrett actually has to pull first.
Yeah, he has the lower lot number and the higher body weight, so disadvantaged twice over.
First, 272.5 for Dylan Nelson.
I just heard the speaker say, "Hooray, Dylan." Dylan's from the northeast. He uses the dialect from that area. It's better. He's kept pulling. I think he got it. I think he got it all the way.
3 white lights. The judges agree.
Leaves Dylan on 692.5.
Australia. Once again, 66s. If you can be getting into your tracksuits ready for the medal ceremony.
300 kilo now loaded for Leonardo Chitra, representing Australia. Missed 300 kilo at lockout on his second attempt, looking to take it for his third.
Just grip, wasn't it?
Appeared to be.
He had hook grip locked in, and it still went out of his grip.
This will get Leo provisional deadlift silver if successful, and the bar is loaded. Leonardo Chitra, Australia, 300 kilos. Australia, where are you? 30 seconds.
He's got to lock in that hook grip. Oh no, this time it's strength.
It's difficult when you've already pulled it once. You've used up your reserves.
Joshua Wright, Germany. Provisional deadlift silver, provisional total silver with 5 lifters to follow.
The next 3 lifts are all 305. When must we get a change?
305 being loaded first for Joshua Wright of Germany. Previous personal best was 297.5. We thought he might end up with 300, opting instead to finish with a 305.
Well, this will move him up to second overall.
Yeah, it's a jump from 5th to 2nd.
I thought 300 definitely looked there.
305, it's going to be 50-50. Oh, wow.
Yes. That's a great
It's
pull
a
for
bit of a
Joshua Wright.
Yeah, it's a bit of a grind, but he gets it. 3 white lights, and just like that, Joshua Wright pulls himself into the silver medal position.
He's taken some huge jumps. He went 272.5, 292.5, 305.
Conserving his energy for that final pull to make his move. Alexander Erickson also has 305 loaded. In the rankings, he'll move from 7th to 6th.
And again, that shows the caliber of the field, that last year's world champion cannot do better than 6th place. He'd quite like a deadlift medal to take home, though. No, just can't get him moving. No, he's been very stoic about his situation, coming back from injury.
Provisional total silver, if successful,
Leaves him in 7th place with 702.5.
Blake Barrett from Canada, 305 loaded on the bar. This will pull him into silver medal position. 300 moved for Blake. A 5 kilo jump seems reasonable.
It does, but his best was 285 about 10 minutes ago.
Oh no.
There was definitely downward movement there.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it's going to pass. And
He knows. He already knows.
it was close. It was the right call to make. And he came as close as you get to not, and still not getting it. He's in 5th place, which is obviously very respectable.
He has to consider that performance an absolute triumph.
Yeah, no, he's made massive gains since we last saw him.
provisional deadlift bronze, provisional overall silver for Lee of Singapore with 2 lifters to
305 kilo being loaded, or staying on the bar rather, for Clinton Lee from Singapore. Again, trying to pull himself into the silver medal position.
Bar is loaded, 305 kilos, Lee, Singapore.
for the overall silver.
Oh,
No!
again.
Just slipped out of his grasp.
305 has been loaded now 3 times in a row. All misses.
No, Josh Wright got it.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. 3 times in a row's missed, but on
Yeah.
one of the first one, I think, actually. He kicked us off with it.
So, could Joshua Wright take the silver? Well, he's guaranteed the bronze, isn't he? But we have
Rambo up
Rumbleville,
next.
Yeah, looking to come
312.
past.
Look at, based off of his 310, I think 312 and a half should be there.
I think so.
I'm hesitating only because everybody seems to be missing lately, but 310 moved very smoothly.
312.5 for Paul Rumbleville, France. Provision, no, actual silver. Allez, France, allez, you want the silver, right?
That's the look he does when he comes out for his third.
So this will take the silver medal. He's guaranteed overall bronze. Can't catch Taylor.
That was easy work. There is your IPF World silver medalist.
Has the world title in his pocket. However, if he pulls this, he's going to get deadlift gold as well. 315 kilos.
Taylor Atwood coming out for 315 kilo.
Last lift of the day.
He's got the world title locked in. He's got the invite to Sheffield locked in. However, he's going to also take that gold medal in deadlift.
There's one checkbox left to tick.
Nobody's allowed to take a gold medal as long as Taylor Atwood's around. Oh, wow, makes easy work of 315. And there's 4 gold medals for Taylor Atwood, the world title, and his ticket to Sheffield. The king is back. 790 kilo total. Just in 2019, he was overjoyed to hit 790.5. Now, 790 is a leisurely day. That's how much progress he's made in the last 3 years.
What a great result there for, we've got Rumbleville in second place, and Joshua Wright was only 2.5 kilos back from him, taking, I think that's his first overall podium at Worlds. He was 4th last year, and he's gone 9 for 9, so that's a great result for him. PBs across the board. And Clinton Lee only missed out on body weight, also on 730, with Barrett 2.5 kilos behind. That is a tightly packed 2nd to 5th place spread.
They all came so close in those final polls to grabbing a medal. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with the medal ceremony from Six Pack Lapidat.
Joe Whiteley.
Until next time.
Taking silver, also with 250 kilos from Sweden, Eddie Berglund. And squat gold with a new world record of 271 kilos from the USA, Jonathan Garcia. Well done, gentlemen. Great job, thank you. And now to the bench press. Taking the bronze medal with 170 kilos from the USA, Jonathan Garcia. Taking the silver medal in bench press, also with 170 kilos, from Japan, Kyota Oshiyama. And bench press gold with 202.5 kilos from Sweden, Eddie Berglund. Great job, gentlemen, great job, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And now to the deadlift. In bronze medal position with 272.5 kilos from Iran, Ahmadreza Babadmadi. Silver medal with 282.5 kilos from Japan, Kyota Oshiyama. And deadlift gold with 285 kilos from the US Virgin Islands, Joe Jordan. Well done, guys. Great job, thank you. And now it is time to crown the world champion. Taking the bronze medal overall with 685 kilos from Japan, Kyota Oshiyama. Taking the silver medal overall with 696 kilos from the USA, Jonathan Garcia. And your new 66 kilo open world champion with 710 kilos from Sweden, Eddie Berglund. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Sweden. done, gentlemen. Thank you, guys. And now, if you will rejoin your compadres. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the 66 kilo lifters as they follow the technical controller off the stage. Hopefully time to do the same for the 74 kilo class. Heather, are they ready? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here come the 74 kilo athletes. A round of applause, please. Once again, the participation medals will be presented by Sigurjon Peterson and Robert Keller. And it is now time to give out the individual medals, first of all. So, for squats, in bronze medal position with 267.5 kilos from France, Paul Rumbleville. Taking squat silver with 270 kilos from Great Britain, Dylan Nelson. And squat gold with 277.5 kilos from the USA, Taylor Atwood. Well done, guys, great job, thank you. And now to the bench press. In bronze medal position with 195 kilos from Japan, Tatsuya Kawashima. Silver medal with 197.5 kilos from Denmark, Matti Christensen. And the gold medal on bench press, also with 197.5 kilos from the USA, Taylor Atwood. Well done, gentlemen. Great job. Thank you. And now to the deadlifts. In bronze medal position with 305 kilos from Germany, Joshua Wright. Taking the silver medal with 312.5 kilos from France, Paul Rumbleville. And deadlift gold with 315 kilos, we might as well have just left him on the top step all along. From the USA, Taylor Atwood. Well done, gentlemen, great job. And finally, it is time to announce the medals for overall. In bronze medal position with 730 kilos from Germany, Joshua Wright. Deadlift, open total silver overall with 732.5 kilos from France, Paul Rumbleville. And your new world champion with 790 kilos from the USA, Taylor Atwood. And the King Protea, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of the United States of America. Great job, gentlemen, thank you. And now if you will rejoin your compatriots. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause please as they follow the technical controller from the stage.